Hi Taurus, Trishna here. Welcome to your December 2019 love reading. So today we're going to be doing a tarot reading for your love reading. Before we get into that, I'm going to share what I've already picked up on intuitively, and then I'll shuffle the deck, and then I'll pull out 12 cards, and then I will show you the cards as we walk through each one of them. So what I'm feeling for you in terms of where your relationship is at right now is I feel like regardless of whether or not your love life exists in the material world, I feel like you are in a really, really good place in the romantic area of your life. So if you are currently in a relationship, I feel like you feel very safe, very comfortable, very settled, very secure with the person that you are with. If you're not currently in a relationship, I feel like you may have those feelings towards your child, like you feel very comfortable, you feel very safe. If you don't have that either, then I feel like you just feel very comfortable with yourself. There's a lot of self-love that you feel for yourself. And normally around this time of year, around the holidays, you might be stressed out about your romantic life of feeling a little bit lonely or feeling a little bit frantic, like, will I ever find love? But I feel like this year you don't really have those concerns. You are just in a really, really healthy place in that respect of your life. So you're not worried about will you ever find love. You have a lot of optimism, a lot of hope, a lot of positivity towards this area of your life. And I feel like that is really going to pay off in the early part of 2020. I feel like if you do not currently have a partner, love is very near. And I feel like you will meet your partner by the end of April, if not sooner, and more likely it will be sooner. So I feel like you're really setting yourself up for not only a wonderful holiday season, but you're setting yourself up for really positive love potentials to come. So Taurus, this is really wonderful. I'm really happy to hear this. You're in a really good place and good things are in store for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck. I'm going to pull out some cards and I'm going to show you the cards as we talk through them. All right, Taurus, so here are the cards that fell out for you for December 2019 for your love reading. I'm going to be reading this row right here, the top row, in this video, and then if you're interested in the extended, we'll be covering the last 6 cards and any additional cards that we need to pull out for clarification. These cards are facing me, so I'm going to have a little picture right here, or I'm going to show my video right here. Something's going to be right here so that you can follow along and see the cards at an angle that is better for you. So the cards that I pulled for you are the Page of Pentacles, the Death card, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'll share what the other cards are at the end of this video. So with the Page of Pentacles, what that tells me is that you are currently in a position where you are really appreciating whatever it is that you currently have in your life right now. So as we were talking about in the first part of this video, you're in a really good place in the love area of your life. You either are very appreciative of a partner that you have, or you've built a lot of self-love for yourself, or you're loving the people around you, like maybe your child or something like that. So you're in a really positive place. You're really appreciating and being very much in the moment with what is here right now in your love life. Not what do I hope for, what do I long for, what am I worried about, what do I have here in the now that I can truly appreciate and that I can really be in the moment with. So you're in a really, really positive place right now, Taurus. Now the Death card is here, and I don't really want you to be worried. In fact, a lot of these cards seem like they have a lot of conflict or some negativity in them, but don't worry, this reading is really positive from what I see in the cards. So at least this top row. So the Death card is what I feel with the Death card. Usually the Death card represents that there is something that comes to an end and then eventually it brings in a new beginning. For you, I feel like nothing has really come to an end, at least not in the near future. There was no shakeup in your life. There was no relationship that really came to an end or any kind of bitter end. If there was one, that was probably about 6 months ago. It was a little bit further in the past. I don't feel like there's been major issues in your love life in the recent past and not really in the present. What I really feel for this Death card is either there was something that ended in the past about 6 months ago, further in the past like I was saying, or this represents an ending of how you used to think about relationships, how the different kinds of thought patterns that you used to have. You're letting go of an old type of relationship or old type of relationship type or partner type that you used to have that didn't really serve you, and you've been making a lot of changes. You've been doing a lot of that self-love work, and so there's kind of this death of an old phase of your love life or an old phase of the type of romantic relationships that you used to have, and you're moving towards a new beginning. And I feel like the fates, the gods, are really applauding you for the work that you've done. They're really ready to welcome you in and to give you those new relationships that are better, more positive, healthier, and they're ready for you. So it's really just a matter of time before you bring in a very healthy, positive partner into your life. Now, this Nine of Wands, again, looks like there's something negative, but I really feel like this represents your past energy. You used to be somebody who was more on guard, who was wary, who had to really take care of themselves or be watchful of their relationships, whether they were single or whether they were with somebody. And I feel like this is really past energy. So this Death card is you moving from this past energy of the Nine of Wands to this next energy, your current and future energy, which is the Six of Wands, which is the card of victory. And so I feel like you've really shifted your energy to where you're going to bring in victory in love. And I do feel like with this victory card, some old habits, some old patterns do die hard. You've had a lot that you've been dealing with in your relationships in the past that has made you be somebody who needed to be on guard, who needed to be wary, who needed to have their walls up, this Nine of Wands. And I feel like even though you will have a victory, there will be some of you not really letting your guard down fully. So you'll be victorious, you'll have somebody, you may already have somebody like we talked about, who makes you feel secure, who makes you feel safe, but there is a part of you that can't completely relax and settle down, not because of this person, you're with a wonderful person or you're going to be with a wonderful person, but just because of past habits and past relationships and old baggage. But I do feel like with this Five of Wands, this represents the kind of struggles that you used to have. I feel like that is all going away, and victory really is the name of the game for you going forward. This Five of Wands represents to me struggles that you've had in your relationships before, and I feel like a lot of those struggles were very much self-imposed in a lot of ways. You either used to go after the same kind of person and you knew that they weren't really good for you, you've been there, done that, but you kept repeating the same old types of relationship patterns, going after the same kinds of qualities in people that really wasn't helpful for you. Or maybe you had some negative thought patterns where you were on guard and you did question everything and you did wonder, does this person really love me? And you used to see the worst in people maybe instead of the best. And I know that's kind of hard to hear, and maybe you've never really put it in those terms, but sometimes we assume the worst of a situation because we get really caught up in the negative emotions and our fears and being very analytical. So it's not that you assume the worst in people, but your mind sometimes used to go there. And so that was like a negative thought pattern that you used to have. But now that you're really invested in really appreciating what you have and letting go of this old type of pattern and the old types of relationships and really seeing this victory and bringing in more self-love and really focusing on positivity and optimism and expecting good things in your future, I feel like you're moving on from this type of mentality and you are kind of reprogramming your mind to expect the best now and to see good things. And I feel like that's going to carry on into your relationships. So this will help you attract healthy relationships and it will help you feel comfortable in them so that you don't run away from them because it's unfamiliar. Instead, you'll stay and it'll start to become familiar and you will see the best and assume the best in your partner. So you're really making a lot of shifts, Taurus. Like, this is absolutely wonderful. There's just so much like change that has happened and so much work. And this is absolutely wonderful. You've made so many changes yourself. And then the last card that we're going to be talking about in this video is the Wheel of Fortune. So not only have you made your own changes and changed your own fate, but fate is coming in to bring in rewards for all of the work that you've done and to make things a lot easier and to bring in somebody who I think will really match you on an intellectual level in some way. Maybe you'll have some kinds of intellectual interests that you really like. Maybe, yeah, you'll have some intellectual interests that you both like. And I was going to give a specific example, but I just want to say that this is a general reading, so this may not apply, but maybe you have a certain kind of topic that you both really like or that you both really like to read about, or maybe you really like to read and discuss deep text or something like that. So somebody's going to match you. Somebody's going to come in and not only be very emotionally fulfilling, but also very mentally fulfilling as well. And somebody that you can really relax with and have a good time with and really share a lot of interests with. So I feel like there's a lot of really positive things to come. Just be patient. I think by the end of April, you will have met somebody who could really be a wonderful match for you. It may even be sooner than that, and you may already be with this person, but for those of you who are not, it will be any time between January to the end of April. If you have not met somebody yet, if you're not with them right now, I don't feel like that's going to be December for you. You're not going to be really meeting anybody or if you are, you won't be starting any kind of relationship with them. January is when that really begins, especially mid-January and beyond is when that really begins. So that concludes the YouTube portion of this video. If you're interested in the extended, we're going to talk about this bottom row of cards. If you're interested in what those cards are, the first one is the Empress. Then we have the Three of Pentacles, followed by the Four of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Hangman, and the Two of Swords. So that's what we're going to talk about in the extended. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I earned your like and your subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful December and keep feeling really wonderful and good and positive. And yeah, get ready for a really amazing love life starting mid-January going to April, somewhere in there it'll begin. And yeah, have a wonderful December and I will see you in 2020. So yeah, oh, and if you're interested in the extended, you can access it at the link at the end of this video. It's www.patreon.com/Trishna. It's also in the description box. So if you're interested in that, I will see you there. And thank you, Taurus.